Colleagues and friends, welcome to the Outstanding Teaching and Learning Conference 2015 on what I think is the hottest day of the year so far. Without further ado, I'll hand over to Andrew O'Donoghue, the Principal of South Essex College, to formally open the conference. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to our second Teaching and Learning Conference here at the British Library. The conference is delivered on behalf of the Education and Training Foundation. And the Learning Consortium has been working with the Education and Training Foundation for 2 years now. And our focus is on quality improvement in the education and training sector. The Learning Consortium group is a group of colleges and providers who work together to provide support and training for others in our sector. And it's based on the premise that by the sector, for the sector. So it's not other people from outside coming in and telling us what to do and how to do it. It's actually the sector helping and supporting itself to actually improve the quality of what it does. And the Learning Consortium have worked together, and it's a group of colleges and training providers from the length and breadth of the country. And what we do is we've developed programmes and a model for support for improving the quality outcomes in the sector, so that the sector can actually improve itself. I would like, first of all, to draw your attention to our first publication, which is this one here, which isn't in your pack, but they are available outside. So I would suggest that if you haven't got one, you pick one up. They're also available on the pen drive, which is in your pack. The idea of this, which is called Excellence in Teaching, Learning and Assessment, is that what we've done is we've looked at a whole range of examples of innovative practice. We focused it on the South East region. And in here you will see a whole range of innovative practice from both colleges, adult community colleges, and from private training providers. The idea of it is that we're hoping that you will be able to take some of the ideas and some of the practice that's in here and modify it to be able to use it within your own organisation. And some of it is really exciting and really interesting. So please make use of that document. That's what it's for. And hopefully it'll be one of many that we'll be able to produce in the future. So what's the purpose of today? The purpose of today is it's about teaching, learning and assessment. And the purpose of the day, hopefully, is to challenge you, to make you think about what practice are you actually using within your organisation and how could you improve it. Some of it might be challenging, but that's the whole point of it, so that the challenge will result in discussion and will result, hopefully, in you thinking about how could you apply some of the things that we're talking about today. In our sector, we don't tend to talk about teaching and learning and assessment enough, in my view. We actually talk about everything else, but we talk about funding, we talk about MIS, we talk about data, we talk about da-da-da-da-da. But actually, we very rarely actually sit round together and talk about what does good practice in teaching, learning and assessment look like, and how can we share that across and between ourselves. We have got some fantastic practice in our sector, and we don't share that enough, and we don't look at what other people do. If we're not careful, we tend to be a little bit insular in our own organisations. So the idea of today is to showcase some of that good practice and then enable you to be able to look at that and think about whether that's something that you could use within your own organisation, but also to stimulate discussion. And what you will get out of this today the most is the discussions with other people in the coffee breaks and over the lunch, when you can talk about, well, what did you think of that? Did you agree with it? Did you think that's a good thing to do? Do you think we should be thinking about that? So you'll get more out of the peer discussions that you have, which is always the case in teaching and learning, probably, than you will from the input. So that's the idea of today. I hope it does challenge you. I hope it does make you go back to your organisations and think carefully about what it is that you're doing in terms of teaching, learning and assessment. Are you doing the right things? Does everybody know what they should be doing? It's those sorts of questions, because we do make assumptions quite often in colleges and private providers that everybody knows what they should be doing, yet nobody's really told them. So hopefully it will generate some discussion and it will generate some thinking on your behalf to be able to take back to your own organisations. So with that, I will finish. I hope you enjoy the day and I hope that you get a lot out of it. So thank you very much.